Howdy folks, and welcome. It's the weekly comic book snap. We're here at Frog Bros Comics and Books, and it's a special Christmas episode. The last episode before Christmas. Oh, are you excited, Smesh? Excited?
Very.
Good.
Very.
Yes.
I can barely
So we're a little bit
contain
festive.
myself.
We forgot the hats, but
You did.
never
Well, we've got
mind.
snow.
I forgot the hats, but we do have snow. Yes. It might be fake, but then again, what's real?
What isn't around here?
Yes, very subjective. So it's issue 24 of the Snap, I think, this week. We're hurtling towards 25, which is very exciting.
It's going to be an extra snap granza.
Oh.
If I did word it.
Well, we'll try again.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've forgotten the date, so you might want to tell us what the date is.
Today is
Yes.
the 20th of December. The countdown is on, man.
It's on!
4 more windows.
4 more, how many more sleeps?
4.
Yes, 4 more sleeps as well. Good. So we have 3 books from the 20th of December 2017, and what a selection you picked out, Spesh.
Yes.
Very, very excited and happy with your selections this week.
You weren't when I gave them to you, though.
That's not true.
That is true.
I held it in.
I think you said about one of them, you said an F word and then you said the Fantastic Four.
Did I?
Yes.
Oh.
So 3 F words all in a row.
Was it fantastic?
No.
It was fantastic.
We're
Fantastic
moving on.
Flame.
And another 4.
Where are we starting, son?
We're starting at issue 4, not Fantastic Four,
No.
of Metal.
Big.
Because there's been a massively long gap.
And we haven't really touched this since number 1, have we?
No, not really.
Yeah.
And we have had we did the Batman Who Laughs, didn't we?
Oh, we did. Yeah, we did do that. Yeah. Which was a little glorious offshoot.
It is still kind of up there with the best bits of this,
Yeah.
and it was our last morsel to get our teeth into, wasn't it?
Just a little scrap.
And then there's been a big old barren run of no metal,
Yeah.
but they dropped out the Doomsday Clock, obviously, which that kept us
Kept us-
excited,
yeah, kept
and
us in there,
they've been
in the
brewing out
mood.
good stuff. But yes, the slightly delayed, only by a week,
A big fat metal goose coming at you. It's just
or,
Christmassy.
or turkey.
Turkey, yeah, turkey.
Yeah. But it's not a turkey, so goose
Not
is
a
better.
turkey. That's what. Well, that's my thinking. You see, that's what I was thinking.
Goose
about.
is not necessarily a good thing, is it?
Good. Well, I don't know. It depends on your feelings about goose.
Anyway, let's move on with
move on.
the book.
How was it? What are your
I
thoughts?
think it's great. I love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. Although it is a little bit bleak.
Well, yeah. It's
We can't go into too much.
No, we don't want to give any.
And it's
too
got
much
lots
away.
of epicness in.
Very much so.
Like a big one-eyed starfish.
What colour was the starfish special?
It was blue.
Oh, okay.
A big one-eyed Christmas starfish.
That's a festive starfish for
Yeah.
everyone out there.
Exactly. And it gives a nice little roundup of where all the league are and what they're trying to do.
Well, it separates off into threads, doesn't it, of what the various members of the league are doing.
So it gets us up to date with where the league are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And does it very well.
It does, doesn't it?
It does.
It's
And
good.
yes.
I did
and,
enjoy it, actually.
I think that Mr. Capullo's art is fantastic. I think Mr. Schneider, although it's a very, very, very dark tale, and it is very bleak,
Yeah.
there is still enough humour in there. There was a couple of times when I chuckled to myself. And, but yeah,
chuckle.
we're feeling that there's some bad stuff going down.
Yeah. Well, I said to you earlier, didn't I? I think this is the the Empire Strikes Back. It's the dark before the glorious light. Something hopefully big and optimistic is just around the corner.
Yeah,
But I like the way he's pulling on all of the threads of the DC universe. You know, he's pulling those things in, and I
Absolutely,
really enjoy that. But it's
see-
still a very colourful book. You know,
It
I think,
is
even
very
though it's dark subject matter.
Yep.
Yeah, it's still very colourful. I was going to
And
ask you actually, what
we-
do you think? Sorry, sorry, if you've got something to say, please feel free. I was going to ask you, what do you think the metal is all about? Is there any subtext here, or is it just surface fluff?
Of course, it's not surface fluff. This has
What
been
do you feel it's all about for
planted
you?
throughout.
Yeah.
What do I think it's all about for me?
Yeah.
I think it is, in a way, Mr. Snyder making sense of the DC universe for himself.
Oh.
And that he's been putting all these little threads in on the way, so he can pull it all together, and make a universe that he believes in, and he can keep telling stories about and through, and hence why he's been allowed.
Rather self-serving of him.
Messing
around, it's not really.
No, I think it is. I think that's what good storytellers do. They tell a story for themselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the rest of us just go along. I'm sure that Tolkien didn't think of you when he was writing.
Well, no, I wasn't
indeed me
born at the time, so he wouldn't have been thinking of me. That would have been some sort of. Did he not see into different paths to make those rich stories that he brought about? Maybe.
I think we're digressing.
Yeah, we are a little bit.
And
good book, though, isn't it?
It is, and I like the way that there's a lot more of dream in this than there has been in the series so far.
Yeah.
And it kind of makes sense, but it feels like he's been influenced by a lot of things outside of the DC universe as well, and a lot of big fantasy tales is what I'm getting as well, and I think that he's really weaving a lot of that in. And when Scott Snyder first started writing in DC, why I really liked him at the start was you could tell that he cared about history and that he wove a lot of history into his books, and that's what made it very
DC
believable.
history specifically,
not just DC history, but
real human history.
Real history, in a lot of what he writes, and especially with like the American Vampire, how he kind of plotted it throughout American history, and I think that really comes along and it really fleshes out a story. And that's why this is a massive winner for me, and I think he knows what he's writing about, and but he is still, I think, making sense of it all in his own head, which is what I would go along with any good writer, basically. Take me on a journey and we'll figure it out together.
Lovely, Spesh. Good roundup. There we are. Snyder plucking on threads.
And keep on plucking away.
Keep on plucking,
you
son.
little plucker. It's like a turkey again.
Yeah, it is a little bit, isn't it?
Yes.
That was great. No, definitely worth the beans, that one.
Yes, and another one that is... All of them this week are massively worth reading. It's a really, really strong week. We've chosen 3 good books. But before we go on to them, let's go on to the Marvel 2-in-1.
Yeah.
Which is a subheading of The Fate of the Four, Part 1.
And I'll be honest, wasn't massively thrilled about the prospect of wading my way through this one.
In fact, he dropped a swear on me.
I did, yeah. And,
I blushed.
Delicate ears are not used to such...
They might be big, but
language.
They're still delicate.
Aren't they? But, you know what? Pleasantly surprised. Actually enjoyed it.
It's really good.
It's good.
It is really, really good.
Enjoyed it.
The Marvel Universe has been barren of the Fantastic Four for too long.
Yeah.
A good Fantastic Four as well.
Yeah.
And this has everything.
Everything you want.
Yep. We have a race car to start it, and flames. I don't want to spoil it or tell you who was in there.
Probably take an educated guess.
We have some... Whoops. We have good old Ben.
Yep.
Bumping into that sometime member, Spidey.
Good lad.
And then we have something that basically tells... you hit on it a little bit earlier when you, I think, were alluding to the fact that the Fantastic Four are integral to the Marvel Universe, I think.
Yeah.
And this really hits on why and gives a bit of history without getting too schmaltzy.
Yeah.
And for me, the truly awesome thing that it has, Doom.
Oh,
it
love
has
a bit of Doom, don't we?
Yes.
Love a bit of Doom.
And he's reverting back to his old ways. He tried to play
nice, doesn't he? But he's back up to his nefarious tricks and actions and machinations.
Exactly. And the Fantastic Four are coming back. Well, yes.
Kind of.
They are, I think. And it's already been hinted at in the Legacy, with the narration of that. And so the Future Foundation as well, hopefully coming back. Love those kids. And it's exciting without giving away too much.
Yeah, I mean, I thought this was a really good. Like you say, they've been away for a little while, and those who are not necessarily sort of well versed in the in Four lore,
who may have just seen a film. Forget about that. Forget about that. They're not
good jumping on spot, I think.
It's great, and it obviously kind of coincides with the whole Marvel buying Fox, and
sure. I hadn't thought of that. I hadn't connected those dots.
Because that's the what people have been saying why they haven't been doing the Fantastic Four is because they didn't own the movie.
Yeah, the rights
to it and everything. Which you would hope it wasn't. And
well, I think it's right at the end of the Secret War, was it? That
yeah, but there hadn't been a book since the 3 storyline.
Okay.
And before that, things had got a little bit maybe stale anyway.
Okay.
Just because, you know...
So that's a long time.
Sometimes it's good to have a little breather out, make people kind of itch and scratch for them again, and then come back and then with a boom! Back in. Exactly.
Like a WWF sensation.
Or 2 sensations.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, Grim.
Boom.
Love it. Good stuff.
And we are going to finish with a Christmassy little tale.
Oh, what's this one called?
Of horror. It's called, I'll let you pronounce it, because you're obviously German.
I think it was Krampusnacht.
Very good. It is the Hellboy Krampusnacht.
It was Krampusnacht. Yeah, I think that's
Krampusnacht.
I don't know.
Should we say it again?
Yeah, let's one more time.
No.
Okay.
It's a tale about the
Krampus snatched.
But it's a Krampus, isn't it?
But second Krampus book in 2 weeks, isn't it?
It is indeed.
What's going on there? A lot of Krampus. Must be Christmas.
It is, and this is the Krampus is coming much more into the English Christmas, isn't it?
Or much more in vogue.
Yes.
Why is that? Do you think? Just general sort of
I think it's because
times in people's heads, and
I don't think
we're moving away from the positive aspect of Christmas.
Forgive me if I'm wrong. Forgive me if I'm wrong. But
it's all doom and gloom, isn't it, on the snap?
I'm not overly sure if the Krampus is a religious thing.
Right, more of a pagan thing.
I think it might be, and I think that possibly society is moving more to be more open to bringing in the pagan side of Christmas rather than just the biblical
narrative.
Dude came back to life at this time, or born at this time. He was born, wasn't he?
Born at this time, yeah.
You can tell me.
You've been studying.
See you at church on Sunday.
You've been swatting up on your religious history.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think. Well, that's a very profound take. I mean, you know, I didn't necessarily get that myself, but
I didn't take it from these. I'm just saying that
general.
as the Krampus, you didn't really hear about the Krampus a few years ago, and more and more.
There's been a film, hasn't there? A few films.
I think it's becoming more prevalent each year. I think.
What I did think about this one was, compared to the other one, is this definitely went back to that kind of.
Could you please?
Sorry, wagging my finger at you. Definitely went back to that kind of pagan historical sort of root of the Krampus.
Yes,
I don't want to give away the end, but you know.
I don't know the history of the Krampus. Could you please tell us about the Krampus?
I won't interrupt.
I will just let you talk about the Krampus.
Well, I can't say I know a lot about the Krampus, but you know, it's definitely. And you see this, I think, with Mignola. You see it with him a lot, in that he does draw on historical sort of ideas and historical, you know.
Much like Scott Schneider.
Yeah, much like Scott Schneider, and weaves those into his stories, you know, and he does that with Hellboy quite a lot.
He does.
And I think he's done it here, you know. A more historical based Krampus than the previous Krampus that was on the previous issue of the Snop.
And the Krampus as a historical character, did it feed on children?
That I don't know. I assume he probably did.
Try and get someone in with a little bit of intelligence, and they send you Will instead.
I know, but you know.
But it's a lovely little story.
It's a great book.
Without being lovely, it's dark, but it's uplifting at the end. I think.
Yeah.
The art is gorgeous.
Sensational. I thought it was great.
It really is. It's atmospheric and weirdly does get away with making you feel quite Christmassy as well.
It does in a way, doesn't it?
So
I think these books zip along. That's what I like about them. You know, they're well written.
Yep.
And they just fly along. Good visual storytelling. You know, good atmosphere.
Yep.
I think it's great.
3 great books from this week.
There we
Go
are.
out,
Fantastic.
buy them all,
Spend your beans
and read them quickly before Will hits me.
before Christmas.
Before Christmas
Just a
as
little
well.
love smack. Okay, so there we are. 3 books from the 20th of December. Have a great Christmas, folks. We'll be back after when? The New Year? I don't
After
know.
the New Year,
Something
we're
like that. Yeah, we'll be
yes,
back in the
with a big bumper 25.
Oh,
Boom.
yes, 25. Take care. Have a great time.
Bye.